Welcome back. So, in the last video, we talked about not just losing weight, but sustaining it so you can keep it off. Because again, like I say, you can take weight off, but if you keep putting it back on, what's the use, right? So, if you've been watching the last 3 videos, this is kind of a mini series on how to lose the weight and keep it off. We've covered nutrition, what to eat, what not to eat. As far as protein goes, how much protein to eat, because a lot of people, when they try to lose weight, they kind of drop their calories, and protein is one of those that suffer. And if you're not having enough protein, you lose the ability to keep your lean muscle and grow lean muscle, which, like I said, we went through that as well, where it's muscle to fat ratio that basically keeps your metabolism going to burn calories. That's how it's regulated. That's why every one of us have had a friend that's super thin and tall, and no matter what they eat and how much they eat, they always stay lean and thin. And that's because, like I said, the muscle to fat ratio, their body metabolism is moving fast. Our body metabolism, unlike theirs, might be, moving like this. And because theirs are so much leaner, theirs is moving like this all the time. So that's how it seems that they can eat all they want, when they want, and they don't gain any weight. And there are some people like that. Most of us know someone like that. Doesn't mean you're healthy because inside, if you're not eating well and you're not exercising on a weekly basis, then you can be thin like that, but it doesn't mean you're healthy. So that's one of the things we went over is how much protein to have as opposed to what your body weight is and all that sort of jazz. And I explained all that through. Okay. And one of the other things I mentioned was, as far as your eating goes, you want to make sure, because the way our body works and the cycles, that the last meal you have is about 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed, because the body kind of shuts down in ways. And if you eat before you go to bed, you may as well wrap the food around your waist, because it's not going to go anywhere. The other thing that I talked about was if you want to lose weight faster, you don't have to, but when it comes to your breakfast, lunch, and dinner situations, you want to have not that many carbs, because as you probably already know, carbs, they will put on weight, because carbs are just another domino effect. After it gets broken down into the body, carbs are just sugar, and the body can only handle so much of that at a time. So generally, what I do, if say I gained a few pounds over the holidays or something like that, I cut out carbs pretty low, to the tune of my lunch and dinner. I don't have any starchy carbs at all. Your fibrous carbs now, they're different. Your veggies, your salads and carrots and, all your vegetables. You can have as many of those as you want, because they're fibrous and they don't, turn into all kinds of sugar in the body. So as far as that goes, if you want to lose weight quicker, it's a little bit harder until you get used to it. Once your body is used to it, it's not a big deal. But it's a little bit harder at first, because most people are used to having carbs in every meal, starchy carbs. So that's one of the things you can do, though, is cut out your starchy carbs, the breads, the potatoes, the pasta, all that sort of stuff just turns into sugars. We talked obviously about fast foods, processed foods, refined foods, reconstituted foods. All that stuff has to go away because it's just weight gain stuff. And I'm sure you know that anyway. So these are a lot of the things that I've been talking about and going over stuff like that. Exercise, we went over cardio. You don't really need a whole lot of cardio. We went over weight resistance training is king because, again, it grows lean muscle tissue. And the more lean muscle tissue, the faster your, the faster your metabolism, which means your ability to burn more calories, right? Okay. Now, there are some people who have asked me, some clients in the past, like, how do you work out your, your vegetables, your carbs, your protein? And one of the easy ways I've found to tell people, instead of having to measure everything out and all that sort of jazz, because that'll drive you crazy after a while. And after a while anyway of doing this, you kind of get an eye for what you need, and it's not very hard. But to simplify things, if you have your round plate and you're looking at your food, one of the biggest parts of your food, if you look at it, like those pie, like what do you call them? I don't know what the word would be for it, but sort of like those graphs, like a pie graph. If you look at it like that, the biggest part, I would say, would be protein, because we need to get a lot of protein, especially if you're getting older. We need more and more protein as the years go by, especially once you start getting in your 40s, 50s, 60s like me. So the biggest portion of your plate, okay, will be your fats, your protein. And then the next biggest will be whether it's salad or whatever vegetables you're having, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever you're having. And then the smallest portion on that plate, for that third portion, will be starchy carbs. And that's how you want to do it. So the biggest is the protein. The next biggest is your fibers, carbs, so your salad or the vegetables. And then the next will be the smallest, and the last will be just your starchy carbs, which, as I said, you're best if you want to drop weight quicker. And you can take your time with it if it's too hard at once, but it's best to drop the starchy carbs for your lunch and dinner. And it'll make a big difference. And again, remember, no eating 3.5 to 4 hours before you go to bed. So if you do that, you'll start to see a difference, believe me. And we went over, like I said, the walking and the exercise and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, if you've had issues with how much to eat and all that sort of jazz, because I can remember years ago when I didn't understand this, I did. Put in the comments if you get it, or if the eating and the portions and the how much protein and all that, what was it that you thought and what you went by. So I'd be really curious. Put in the comments what you think about that, and subscribe so that you keep getting these videos, because I'm always giving out good information to help you have a better life and a better way of eating, nutrition, all that sort of jazz. Okay, so the next video, I'm gonna dwindle it all down and start really packaging it up and putting it all together for you, so you can see, what to eat, how to eat it, the kind of cardio you're gonna do and how to do that, the kind of exercise you're gonna do and how you're gonna do that, and just kind of put it all together a little bit tighter, a little bit more, so you can kind of see a program or a routine in your head that you can go and take away. But in below here anyway is my program. It's free, unless you want the full-on coaching program where you literally get me, not AI or not someone else, me, and I will help you through every step. But if you're the type that figures, oh, you've done this enough, hey, I'll just get that freebie. Hey, do it, because if you follow it, it works. And you'll be surprised how well it works. But anyway, in the next video, I'm going to be putting everything together for you. And well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.